Donald Trump is set to accept one of the largest ever gifts from a foreign country in American history. This morning, we're learning that Donald Trump, on a trip to Qatar next week, is going to accept a massive Boeing luxury jet that he will then use as a replacement for Air Force One until the end of his term in 2029, at which point he will then transfer it to his personal presidential library. Now, folks, a lot of people are sounding the alarm right now because this reeks of corruption, according to legal experts, previous Department of Justice attorneys, and more. Donald Trump's family has significant business dealings in the Middle East, and now he will be accepting a luxury Qatari jet that he will use to fly around instead of using Air Force One for the next 3.5 years, at which point he will then transfer it to his personal presidential library when he leaves office. Now, this could be the most valuable gift ever received from a foreign country by a United States president. And this Department of Justice under Pam Bondi has determined that it is legal and does not constitute bribery or violate the emoluments clause. Why? Because it will be transferred to the Trump library before his term ends. Now, folks, on a personal note, happy Mother's Day. To all those mothers out there, you have the most important job in the entire world. And I just want to say thank you so much for all that you do. Happy Mother's Day to all those who are celebrating today. I am home. I'm away from my family, my wife's family. We live in separate states. So we will not be going to a Mother's Day brunch or anything, but we're going to try to make the most of it. I'll have more time to report the news today instead. If you want to support my work, please consider clicking the button below, becoming a paid subscriber to my Substack, or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas. Your contributions allowed this work to continue in the face of MAGA attacks, in the face of misinformation, and more. In addition, in his first Sunday address as the Pope, Pope Leo delivered a heartfelt plea today for peace, urging an end to the war in Ukraine, the end to the war in Gaza, speaking from the central balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to an estimated 100,000 attendees today. He echoed his predecessor, Pope Francis, by declaring, quote, "Never again war." According to Politico, we're now learning that since taking office in January, Donald Trump has attended only 12 President's Daily Briefings, PDBs. What that is essentially the intelligence community comes to the president in the Oval Office or provides him a documentation that shows all of the nation's intelligence threats, intelligence assessments for the day. He's only attended 12 of them. He's been in office for more than 105 days. This is a significant decline. During his first administration, he would try to attend them twice per week. Twice per week is much higher than what he's attending now. So he tried to attend twice per week. And then Joe Biden attended a lot more than twice per week. So in the initial months of his second term, Trump has received just 2 in-person intelligence updates per month, transitioning to a weekly schedule in April. We'll see if that changes in the coming days and weeks. Kip's Toyland, a beloved Los Angeles toy store that has been around for nearly 80 years, is now facing serious challenges due to the tariffs on China. Since around 80% of U.S. toys come from China, the owner of Kip's Toyland says that suppliers are warning of a sharp price hike and urging bulk orders before the tariffs take effect. It's unclear whether or not Los Angeles' oldest toy store will be able to survive Trump's trade war with China. Now, speaking about China and speaking about trade wars, in a development that we haven't seen since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, West Coast port officials had said that on Friday, not a single cargo vessel from China departed, bound for the 2 ports in Southern California, Long Beach and Los Angeles. Now, to put that into perspective, that hasn't happened since the COVID pandemic. There were 41 ships that departed the week prior, 6 days before this, and now there are 0 ships coming from China to the west coast of the United States. And that doesn't mean trade is completely halted between the United States and China. It just means that coming to the west coast, at least, the number of ships coming is significantly reduced, which means that supply chain issues will start happening and will start happening fast. Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat, and Senator Jim Banks, a Republican, praised the Justice Department's investigation into possible price manipulation by major egg producers and urged a deeper probe into what is happening with egg prices in America. Senator Susan Collins, who's the Republican senator from Maine, who actually, when she first ran in 1996, promised that she would only serve 2 terms in the United States Senate, has now begun laying the groundwork for seeking a potential 6th term in the United States Senate. She is up for election in 2026. This is going to be one of the key races in 2026, one that Democrats will want to pick up. She first won her seat in 1996, and now she is laying the foundation for yet another 6-year term potentially. Donald Trump on Truth Social announced that a quote, total reset is now being discussed in the ongoing negotiations between the United States and China. A recently brokered ceasefire between India and Pakistan was seemingly broken yesterday as there were overnight clashes along the line of control in the Kashmir region. Despite an agreement by the nations to halt all military actions, there were reports from residents that there were drone sightings, increased shelling, there was civilian panic. So it looks like the ceasefire kind of died before it began. Rumeysa Öztürk, the 30-year-old Turkish PhD student at Tufts, spoke out after a federal judge ordered her release following a detainment by federal agents. She praised the United States as, quote, the greatest democracy in the world, expressed trust in the American justice system, and was glad to be released on bail because, as the federal judge noted, all she did wrong, which is nothing, is write an op-ed that the federal government, that the Trump administration disagreed with. The Trump administration has dismissed 3 Democratic commissioners from the Consumer Product Safety Commission, effectively stalling the agency's operations as the White House is working to dismantle it. And Donald Trump has dismissed Shira Perlmutter, the head of the U.S. Copyright Office, just days after her office released a report raising concerns about the use of copyrighted materials in training AI models. The report questioned the necessity and impact of the extensive data used in AI development, highlighting potential issues with mass data collection. That's all the news right now. If you want to support my work, click the button below, become a paid subscriber to my Substack today, or consider sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron, Aaron, Parnas, Parnas, and I'll see you once again this evening for another report.